Is the drone industry really past the hype? Hi everyone, welcome back to the Do You Know Drones podcast. My name is Jason Sansucci, your host, and last week we were at the Commercial UAV Expo in very sunny and very hot Las Vegas, Nevada. We asked 13 different drone visionaries and innovators one question: is the drone industry really past the hype? Here's what they had to say.
My sense is that drones are very interesting. So it's slightly different than other kind of technology hypes or bubbles, because I think drones just have a different, kind of psychological space in people's minds, right? In terms of what the tech does. So I don't. The answer is I think the answer is yes. It's past the hype yet. Okay, that's my answer. But I think where this is going to go will take still twice as long as what we think. Yeah. And I think it's going to be 10 times bigger than what we think.
I do think so, because look, we're a lot more mature than it was 5 years ago, for example, because most people now are educated, and if they're a newcomer to the industry, it's easy to meet people who are educated, who will set them straight pretty quickly. I mean, you see it on drone forums all the time. People will ask a question and a stack of people will jump in with reality. Whereas, that wasn't the case 5 years ago, because everyone was just kind of finding their way.
No, we're not past the hype yet, but I think we have we're in our kind of come to Jesus moment, so to speak, with this industry. I liken it to gold mining or gold panning. Gold panning. You start off with, a lot of rocks and stones, and then you start to shake it. You see little specks here and there, so it encourages you to go back and do more. So our industry kind of did that. We had a lot of innovation coming out to shake the gold pan, and I don't want to call them rubbish, but some things just didn't work out, let's say. Some things rose to the top, but even still, you have to refine that gold when it's done, right? So yeah, we're finding some gold. You have to refine that stuff. You have to make it of value, even though it's there. You gotta polish it up, dress it up, you gotta make it something in order for it to be. So we're not past the hype, but we have progressed.
So see, as entrepreneurs and as people in the drone industry, we are always optimistic. So we are always, so we have been kind of saying that for last 4 or 5 years. But at the same time, again, if we look at the real data, if we look at what is happening today, and now, 2 years ago, it was very difficult to have a conversation around, say, drone autonomy. Right? People were concerned about first getting their drones up in the air. How will I collect the data? How will I, manage my operation? So there were so many other, baseline problems that we were struggling with, that people were not even willing to have a conversation around autonomy.
I would have to say no to that, because you have the hype, and it could be just from a certain industry or marketing thing, but with so many different industries just evolving from ag tech, to whatnot, it's I don't know if we'll ever see we'll reach an optimal hype. But
Adam Bree spoke today.
I know, I remember.
And he mentioned, and it was kind of off the cuff.
It was.
His comments about that we are now in a place where, there's more substance than there is hype. I don't know. I think we're trending in that direction, and I think it does feel like that's an accurate assessment of the industry. That there's definitely substance. There's a lot of capabilities.
It's an interesting question, because you're going to ask 5 people and you're going to get 7 different answers.
And I love that. That's what I'm looking for, man.
So for me, I feel it's still the Wild West, right? Because the technology is evolving. But we really have moved towards a San Francisco type era, right? We're getting some maturity in the industry. We're just helping us grow some roots and help things to advance further. I don't think the hype's ever really going to go away.
Okay.
I hope not anyways, because that's kind of like the fuel that's driving that technology and that engine.
Hey, this is a viable industry now, right? And this demands attention, it demands seriousness, and it needs people, right? It needs innovators, it needs people who are motivated and ambitious to continue the development of the industry. So I think so. When I look at it, there's still a lot to do. There's no doubt, right? We don't have all the answers. But man, we got some big brains in this room, that's for sure, and we're pushing forward. So, I think the hype is pretty much done away. I think, for the most part.
No.
I like that. Why?
Hype is going to be an essential part of any company's strategy to engage folks for what they're doing. Even in a place where people are achieving real results with this technology, there will still be a need to hype it up, both for public perception to get the public on board, as well as advertise your own products when the space is growing more and more competitive. Sure. So I think it's less hype now towards the public, who is beginning to see that, okay, this is happening, and it's now more hype within industry to industry. We're trying to hype our stuff.
I see.
And so everyone is trying to act bigger than they are. but everyone is still doing really cool stuff.
I think the pinnacle of the hype came with COVID-19 when all of a sudden you had masses of people across the world embracing drone technologies in the form of deliveries. With social distancing, contactless deliveries became in high demand. So I think that is when you saw the pinnacle. I would say we are somewhat past the hype, but with every additional location that begins to experience the benefits of drone technology, it will have its own kind of microcosm of hype. I guess I could say. So I think you're always going to have hype about new and exciting technologies, but I think globally we are somewhat past the hype.
I don't think so. I think we're weeding out a lot of the issues, but we're still not through the hype. Like, drones are still the buzzword, isn't it?
I don't personally think so.
Why?
Well, I just feel like there's a lot of people who are still jumping into the LiDAR side of it because they see a huge opportunity there. There's electric co-ops that are still trying to use drones. Some people are still getting to it first. So I don't think we're past the hype yet. And we're getting close probably, but we're not all the way there.
Nice.
So it's an excellent question, and you're right. It has a lot of breadth, and it depends on the day as to what I actually feel about it.
How about today?
Today, so what's great is when I get in front of students with it, there is always the excitement.
Yeah.
So if we're talking about hype, there is still hype about that energy, that excitement. I want to be part of that. But when I'm talking about what you're talking about,
Different.
is
Little different.
But at the same time, I think that people have moved beyond the, oh, it's just a toy, oh, it's just this, that, or the other, but they're actually now able to start seeing things in the sky, starting to think about what they could be doing. All the different use cases. There's been enough in the news that they've been able to see drones for good, for instance. And so you're actually starting to be able to see that it's not just hype, it's not just something that's kind of on the cusp, that it's actually something that's starting to integrate with the real world.
Oh man, so what do you think? So according to this, being past the hype just narrowly edged out, and just by a very slim margin, just edged out that we're still have a lot of hype. You know what? Being that it's this sort of imbalance and just a very slim margin, man, I think we could slip either way. I would love to know what you think about this. So put down in the comments what you think. Do you think we're past the hype? Or do you think that we are still a hype-rich industry and it's gonna be going on for quite some time? The bottom line is this industry is not going anywhere. It may still have some hype in it, but it is definitely here to stay. So that is the good news about what's going on in this industry. I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, please hit subscribe, like it, share it. Always appreciate it. These are always fun to make. So thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you next time. Bye now.